Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Qualcomm Intelligent Multimedia SDK live stream. I'm your host today, David Tischler. I have brought my Dragon Wing protective gear because I believe we're going to be showing off some demos later on from Ajit covering some PPE use cases. If you were watching a couple of weeks ago, you know that we mentioned we were going to do a series of deep dives into the Qualcomm AI frameworks, tools, utilities. You can always go back on YouTube and check out those previous streams. The one from 2 weeks ago was covering a high-level overview of all of the different pieces that we have available, including Edge Impulse, Genie X, the AI Hub, and some other tools and utilities as well. But we made a promise that we would do a deep dive on each one of those topics individually. So we're starting off with the IM SDK. And the IM SDK, Intelligent Multimedia SDK, is all about computer vision. I'm going to bring in Devi Kumar, who's our product manager for that. Hi, Devi. Can you give me a quick overview of the IM SDK? And I do see that you also have your protective gear on and ready to go. So you're ready for the demo as well.
Yep, I'm all ready. I
right.
think we are officially the Dragon Wing cheer squad, right?
I think so.
Okay, everyone. Hi, I'm Devi Kumar from the program management team supporting IM SDK and IoT AI. I've been working with the IM SDK team for about 3 years now, and I have to say, or I should say, I've been asked to say, it's been one of the best teams I've worked, and I'm genuinely excited to be here today and walk through some of the cool things that our team has put together. I'm going to quickly go over and explain QIM SDK or IM SDK the way I understood since I sat through enough onboarding sessions, architecture reviews, debugging discussions, and also as a hobbyist developer who's been on both sides of the setup struggle. So as a developer, my goal is usually pretty simple. I have an AI idea, and I want to build my application. And it sounds very simple, but then the reality happens. You have to choose your platform. You have to choose which runtime. How do I get my camera working? Why is GStreamer not working or mad at me today? Do I need containers? How am I going to deploy this thing? And before I know it, I feel like I spend more time setting things up than actually building the application. And that's where QIM SDK is a game changer. So it does a lot of this heavy lifting and plumbing work for me, so I can spend less time wiring things together and more time kind of building the application that actually I wanted to build. So it brings together like AI pipelines, runtime, camera integration, deployment, containers, and also the portability across all the platforms. So we can be productive much faster. So I think I've talked enough.
I don't think so, Devi. That was a great overview, but
Yeah.
I am laughing at the fact that you were told to say it was the best team ever that you joined, and I'm not sure who said that, but
No, it's one of the best team I've
yeah,
worked
no,
on.
that's awesome.
And
But you really covered it because, you know, as a developer, I also struggle with fighting with applications. And so these kinds of frameworks and utilities really help streamline and automate and take some of that heavy lifting away.
Yeah.
So,
and you know, Ajit and Amit are going to walk through everything, but I have to say, like, we have done like so much with Agentic and also with the documentation. I really, want to just make sure that, you know, we, everyone who joined this session, right, to download the IM SDK, give it a try, build something with it, experiment with it, break it, stress test it, and
let
give
us
us
know.
Good feedback. I mean, we expect you to give us like positive and extremely positive feedback. So that's what we are here for.
Only the positive feedback. Yeah, perfect. You got it then. No,
Yeah.
we'll take any feedback. And of course, you can always reach out to us on
Okay.
Discord or other places in the community as well. So with that said, Devi, let's bring in Amit. You and I, Devi, will go off stage. Amit will give us a quick little bit, some abilities. All right?
Yeah, can you guys hear me? Yeah, hi. Can you guys hear me? Hello. Can you guys hear and see the screen?
Yeah, Amit, I can see it. I can see the slides and I can hear. So I think you.
All right. So my name is Amit. I am a director of product management here at Qualcomm, responsible for AI SDKs across industrial, IoT, and automotive. And today I'm here to talk about the Qualcomm Intelligent Multimedia SDK, or QIM SDK, as some of you may know it. So with the new upcoming 2.0 release at the end of this month, we are making it really easy for developers to build AI multimedia pipelines. You can now use our intuitive pipeline API either in Python or even C++ and construct these complex AI pipelines with just a few lines of code. With the 2.0, we are also releasing container blueprints and pre-built containers for GenAI microservices. So now you can readily deploy your complex AIMM pipelines using this container blueprints and easily scale across your fleet. Not only that, but you can combine these pipelines with Gen AI pre-built microservices, and you can create Gen AI powered connected intelligent devices and services really easy. And not just that, with the 2.0, we are also releasing new agentic coding skills, so which you can apply to one of our 50 plus sample applications and create new applications just with a prompt. If you're an existing customer of Qualcomm AI SDK and if you've deployed products using our SDK, what you can do is you can leverage this agentic coding skills and combine them with your source code, and then you can readily develop features that your customers have been asking with just a prompt. And what makes it even easier is with this set of skills, we are also providing platform skills. So you can actually deploy, debug, and code in a loop in an agentic way. And so essentially what it allows you to do is just focus on your customer and product design. And as Devi and David mentioned before, we are opening a new Discord channel just for the IM SDK. So if you need any help with the SDK or even transitioning to the Dragonwing platform from a competitor chipset, we are there to help you. So you can also leverage this agentic coding skills, which will help you identify the right Dragonwing chipset that offers you and your customers the best power efficiency in terms of milliwatt per tops and the best cost efficiency in terms of dollar per tops. And then you can migrate your entire application from these proprietary ecosystems to open source upstream Dragonwing based platform. And as you can see here, IM SDK is a single SDK that works across the upstream QLI version as well as the downstream Linux versions that most of our customers use. And essentially, it has been used by many of our existing customers to launch AI-powered drones, robots, across 16 plus different product categories. It is a single SDK that lets you build faster, integrate smarter, create performance differentiator, because remember, even with all this ease of use, it is still GStreamer based and zero copy architecture. So you can really build these efficient pipelines. Now, enough of the slide. What I want to do next is show you some of the applications that have been built using a new pipeline APIs as well. And what you see here are the application that David was mentioning regarding the safety vest, which is a PPE-based application and microservice. These are some of the very new applications. This is a touchless whiteboard, or this is a game based on gestures. So these are all created using the new pipeline API. And essentially, this magic of being able to create highly complex GenAI powered application while maintaining the performance has been done by my co-host and colleague Ajit Singh Solanki. And so over to you, Ajit, next to explain how you can actually leverage all this documentation, agentic coding skills, and the pipeline API in details. So over to you, Ajit.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Amit. Uh, this is a very good segue for me to go deeper, do the deeper tech dive about the IMSDK. So before I start a deeper dive on the QIM SDK, let me guys give you an understanding what it takes to build a GI application, right? As you have heard that from Amit and David, that the QIM SDK is our front-end SDK, which are enabling our developers to build starting from very simple to very complex AI workload based application, which could be Vision AI based or Gen AI based. And IMSDK is supported through our distros, which is our Ubuntu base, Yocto base, in all our various Linux uh, platform offering which we are doing in IoT across the Dragon Being platform, which David give you an understanding. So before we start really dumping onto the details, I would want to walk you through at a high level what it takes to build an edge AI application, right? So once it comes to building an edge AI application, the first thing you want to capture your data, right? Capture the data where you want to do the AI inference. That data could be from your RTSP camera, could be from your ISP camera, the sensors and audio and whatnot, like all the different peripherals or which your sensors you are connecting to it, SoC, right? So once you are done with your capturing the data, the next step you do is a pre-processing. Means you are morphing, converting, and making that data ready for your AI inference, right? As a next step, once you have your data ready, then you do AI inference, and this AI inference is totally tensor in, tensor out, where you can run very different types of model based on your application logic or the business logic, which is spread across the Vision AI, Audio AI, or the Gen AI, right? There's a fundamental AI inference where you do simple tensor in, tensor out, and after that, once you have those tensors, you do a post processing. Means you are running a algorithm where you are interpreting those tensor to a meaningful data. That meaningful data could be a bounding box, it could be your classified labels, or it could be a simple embeddings, right? Then once you have that AI metadata, you convert that AI metadata as a dedicated stream. That AI metadata stream you can further either use as a visualization purpose, overlay that AI metadata directly onto the original video stream which you have captured at the beginning, or take an action or alert by utilizing the IoT specific protocol, just MQTT, Redis, and whatnot, right? And then do the alert and the action. That action or alert could be a device to device, could be a machine to machine, or could be a machine to a human. Or you can combine and compose that AI metadata along with your original video stream or audio stream or any other data source and encode it, save it on the edge device, or send it to the cloud and enable the second level of the inference. So all that fundamental constituent you see, which are fundamentally required to build any edge AI application, that is where the IMSDK comes into play. It provides all these fundamental building blocks in an easy way by utilizing all the workload which I specified, where the camera runs on the ISP, which is Qualcomm SoC has a world-class ISP, providing you the best of the sensor quality and the number of the stream which you can run on. The pre-processing running on the GPU, AI inference is running on the NPU. So all the hardware constituents and the IPs coherently connected, providing that API for the application writers so that they can build this application very easy way, the way the David and the Amit was articulating at the beginning of this presentation.
Ajit, can I ask a quick question here before you go any further?
Oh yeah, sure, David.
Um, so now the framework, the IMSDK, as you're describing it and showing it here, does it run on any of the Qualcomm Dragonwing SoCs? Because some of them may or may not have all of these features available. So does the IMSDK require a specific SoC, or can you just pick and choose the bits and pieces that you need here from this workflow and leverage whatever IP is available on the chip?
Oh yeah, very good question, David. Yeah, the IMSDK is supported in all the Dragon Wing platforms, starting from the low tier to mid tier to the high tier. Uh, IQ8, IQ9, all those different types of platform and Qualcomm SoC covered in the Dragon Wing umbrella. IMSDK is supported over that. And the second part of your question is that how it scales up. So IMSDK has this set of this plugin has intelligence where it can scale up based on the hardware capability. Like an example, let's say even IQ9, I can a large number of the video decode, let's say 16 or 32 decode, while in IQ8 it can go up to the 16 stream. So that scale up and scale down based on the SoC capabilities happens. That intelligence is built into the IMSDK.
Got it. All right. Thank you for that. And I don't know if that was on a future slide, so sorry if I just jumped
Oh,
ahead, but
no worries, no
I
worries.
was
You can
just
interrupt me
wondering.
based on any.
All right. So I'll drop back out, but I might come back with more questions.
Yeah, sure. So that's where the IMSDK comes into play. It provides all those fundamental building blocks and the APIs, easy APIs to for our developers, our partners to build in a flexible AI and the GenAI applications, right? So at a fundamental, IMSDK is based off the GStreamer. As GStreamer frameworks provides a lot of benefits, right? It first of all, if it's open source. Second, it comes with a very standard very wide variety of the plugins. And third, it has a plug and play architecture where any developer or any vendor can simply write their workload in a plugin and then provide their offering. So that's where in IMSDK we have provided 40 plus plugin across the categories: AI, multimedia, and CV. All that category has been provided as a plugin. So in another way to say that IMSDK is combining the best of the two worlds. One side it is utilizing the GStreamer, utilizing all the standard plugins. On the other side, we are providing the Qualcomm best of the hardware acceleration by means of these 40 plugins, which provides you zero copy, best of the hardware acceleration, multi-threading, all those different niceties which edge AI application needs to get the best KPIs and the best performance. And there, as Amit has mentioned, there are 30 plus product already has launched in a market, which has spread across drones, IP cameras, sports camera, cleaning robots, home appliances, self-checkout machines, which tells that how flexible and versatile this SDK is. And as you see on the left-hand side, we are covering the whole entirety of the multimedia, covering the camera ISP, video encode decode, audio, display, graphics. All those niceties are really required to build a multimedia application. And at the same time, all those different plugins, different AI runtimes, catalog of the AI pre-processing, catalog of the AI post-processing across the AI categories, as you've seen, like detection to classification to super resolution to, and further going beyond to the following the latest trends of the AI model towards embedding models, Gen AI. All that is covered as a plugin. And last not the least, the network streaming stack, which is spread across wide variety of the streaming stack: RTSP, WebRTC, RTMP, and MQTT, and that you can pick and choose based on your choice of selection what application you want to run on. And with that note, I want to walk you through what we are doing with the QIM SDK 2.0. And I'm very excited, as my team is excited to announce that we are launching the QIM SDK 2.0, which are going to help our developers across the portfolio or across the personas, from starting from entry level developers to advanced developers, to help them build a GI application in more easy way. So we are sublimating the IM SDK throughout the multiple facets. First and foremost, Python SDK, which is very important nowadays because Python is becoming a choice of selection in in a programming language where it helps you to build those application more faster and easy way. So we are dedicatedly launching a Python SDK, so-called app builder, which will let you build all multimedia AI and GenAI application in more easy way. The the thing which we are keeping in mind here is that our KPIs, which is our DNA, and the ease of use are the two facets of the same object. We are making sure that it's easy to use, and at the same time you get the best KPIs. At at the same time, we also introducing a new C++ app builder, so called SDK. If you don't like Python for any reason, or you don't like a GStreamer for any reason, and you are just a native developer, want just simple C++ way, there you go. You can use this C++ SDK. You don't need any GStreamer expertise. Just utilize the C++ APIs and build your application.
Ajit, real quick
Yep.
here before you go to that third one, are these two app builders available as of today? Is the QIM SDK 2.0 launching literally today, or are
It's very
these
round the
coming
corner.
soon? Right
Coming
around
soon,
the
round the
corner.
corner,
Okay,
around the
coming
corner.
soon,
Yep.
TM.
Yep.
All right. I wasn't sure if these had been pushed live or if we are showing and demonstrating that this is on the roadmap and this is coming, and that's great. But I didn't know if you had already put them out there.
Yeah, they're very round the corner. The documentation is ready. Everything is ready. One thing which is already available is the GStreamer app builder is already available publicly, where our developers and partners and customer already using that. It's just a matter of Python and C++ is just coming in a few around the corner in few
All
days.
right.
All right,
All right. Thanks. Sorry for the interruption.
no worries. All right. So next facet, we are revamping our complete documentation. And as I mentioned, in this documentation, our theme is just to cover wide spectrum of the developer ecosystem, starting from the beginner to the intermediate to the advanced developer. And the theme of this documentation is as simple as that: how to do things. So in the rest of my presentation, I'll walk you through all those niceties and the details what is in the documentation. And the next important thing, which is need of the hour, we are introducing a coding agent. And this coding agent are covering all the required four facets of the native GStreamer: Python, C++, or CLI. Based on your choice of selection of your favorite programming language, you can pick and choose the coding agent you want to run. You want to run coding agent with the GStreamer, go for it. Python, C++, or CLI. These coding agents are are nothing but very nicely crafted agentic skills which can work with your choice of selection of the coding harness at your end. That's how we are developing these coding agentic skills, that it you can use your any system and then start using these agentic skills and build end-to-end applications. Not just the application, it's also providing all other different types of auxiliaries like your documentation, the pipeline diagram, and the readme, which I'll let you see in the demo in the later in this session. All right, the next one, which is super important specifically in the IoT domain, is a Docker containers, right? So we are completely revamping our Docker container solution in a way that any multimedia AI or GenAI workloads you can deploy very seamlessly and easy without having any dependency of the on the platform. Like preceding chapters on the Docker containers, there were some challenges where you need to map some platform libraries into the system, and it was not truly agnostic. Now, with this new revamped Docker container solution, we are making totally, completely agnostic, following all the standard of the Docker container like CDI, which will let you build those containers, work and package your workload. That could be your multimedia workload, could be your AI workload, or the Gen AI workload, and maybe your own business logic package in a container, and you can drop and update and upgrade your workload as per your choice or as per your desire, right? And the next important thing in a Docker container is that we are providing the pre-built containers. If you want to use those pre-built containers, inherit it as a layer, and then build your business logic into it, is available. And also at the same time, there is a very nicely crafted guide which I'll show you in later presentation. You can follow that and build your own container. Means you utilize all the vendor specific workload, package your AI pipeline, multimedia pipeline, and on top you can build your secret sauce or the business logic and then load it and control completely by yourself, and then orchestrate as per your choice of selection. And the next, which you will see in our release note, we are enhancing the IMSDK features across the audio AI, Gen AI, and the Vision AI, and supporting multi-more type of different AI models from the AI Hub, which you can look at it in our release notes. Now, I want to give you an understanding that at a high level, IMSDK has three pillars. One, code. Anything and everything which I talked about, the GStreamer, Python, Python SDK, C++ SDK, revamp documentation, tools, and all other different auxiliaries, all that is publicly available, hosted in a single GitHub. And it will have all those navigation points. If you and based on your choice of selection of your favorite programming language, you can latch onto it and develop your application. And you can look at the not just the application code, you can go deeper and look at the plugin code as well. The in entirety, in totality of this IMSDK code is open source. You can navigate, you can copy it, morph it, transform it as per your desire. And also at the same time, if you want to do contribution more, you are most welcome. At the second GitHub, which is a documentation, where documentation is treated as a code and it is coherently connected with the code repository. Any change happen in a code repository, it reflects in a documentation. And the theme of this documentation, as I mentioned, is how to do things. There are many other niceties which I'll walk you through in a later session. And then third GitHub repository is a coding agent, and there also all agentic skills are publicly available and coherently connected with the code and the documentation. You can think of these coding agents, coding or agentic skills underneath are taking the best of the documentation, best of the code, and then adding all those best practices where you can build the pipelines and get the best of the performance across the Dragonwing SOCs. And again, it also has a MCP connectors, the skills, which anyways we are going to enhance in the future and then add some more skills to develop a plugin. As of today, it's all developing the sample application and the pipeline, but going forward as a roadmap item, we will also add a plugin development guide. And all these three GitHubs, coherently connected, publicly available, connected with the documentation. And as Amit mentioned, there's a dedicated Discord channel where you can feed us what new things you want to see. What is your feedback? All that niceties are available there. With that note, I'm going to use a documentation as a further rest of my session to navigate you and give you some of these key aspect or key navigation point or the pointers which you can use when you start using the documentation or start developing the application. Right, with that note, I will share my documentation, and when you land onto this documentation, you will find all the details which I already talked you about, right? And based on your choice of selection of your programming language, you can pick a path. You can either go to Python, you can go to the C++, or you can go to the GStreamer. And you will find, which you can also notice at the top, there are dedicated tabs mentioned over there, which will help you to get anything and everything which is absolutely required for that particular domain. At the same time, it will give you an understanding the overall software architecture, how the whole thing is coherently connected and the layered in as a software architecture. As you can see, all those plugin underline utilizing the best of the hardware acceleration across the hardware IPs, the underlying camera services, audio services, AI runtimes, coherently connecting all the hardware IPs across the distro Ubuntu and Yocto, as I said, and then on top exposing the GStreamer app builder, C++, and a Python. So when you tap onto the Python or the C++, you don't really need to worry about the GStreamer. But again, it's a choice of selection based on your expertise where you want to latch on.
Ajit, real quickly here,
Go for it.
what you're showing is the browser is cut off at the window, and that's fine. Leave it like this because this looks great. But this is imsdk docs.qualcomm.com. I'll put that into the comments so that it shows up. But I just wanted to call out for anyone watching. Yeah, these docs here are live. Very simply, imsdk docs.qualcomm.com.
Yep.
Perfect.
Thank you, David. Now let's move on. So at the first, it will let you go towards the installation part. Very easy step. You can install this SDK based on your choice of selection of the distro. If you are using Ubuntu, you will find all the steps. If you are using Yocto, you will find that all the steps. After the installing, you will go to quick start to make sure that anything and everything throughout the installation you have done is all good and the platform is ready to do a further development. There are three paths based on your choice of selection you can navigate. Then this quick start guides will give you a very easy and very fundamental applications to quickly run out of the box in a way so that you can make sure that anything and everything which you do in installation is good to go, and you can further start developing your application. So there are many 40 plus inbuilt applications are out of the box application as built in, which you can start running out of the box and understand the workflow. And at the same time, the same application also you can run as a command line. And then after, it also shows that how the whole pipeline works. Then it gives you the whole next steps, what additional thing you can do. After that, if you are an advanced developer, then you can jump onto the more advanced topics throughout this documentation. But if you are newer to the paradigm of the building the edge AI application, you want to understand the basic concept, then you can latch into the section building AI pipelines, which will handhold you understanding every facet or every cornerstone or the step which is absolutely required to build any edge AI application, as I was telling you in the beginning, which is conclude to your data source, which conclude to your different type of pre-processing, different type of AI runtimes, different type of post-processing, right? And every step here is backed up by a code where you can run that code in your system, download that code, run it in your system, absolutely understand that step, what exactly it means. What exactly means is dealing with the data sources. What exactly means with the converting the data sources into the multiple different forms of the multidimensional tensors, and how do you interpret it and write your own custom logic, right? So all that details in a form of the documentation, and also in a form of how you can run and modify the code and compile it, is all provided here, which will let you understand all the paradigm if you are new to in this into edge AI, right? Once you understand all those facets, once you feel confident, then you can jump on to building an end-to-end pipeline, which here we're covering from starting from easy object detection, image segmentation, and every pipeline has the diagram, understand architecture diagram, all the auxiliaries which you need to run it, the models and the all other label files and other environment variables, and the way you want to run. Either you run as a pipeline, or either you run as a code where it gives you the GitHub link. You can directly go there. And then after, once you understand the basic pipeline, then after we are letting you understand more complex scenarios, where a daisy chain where you can cascade AI models one after the other. And then choice of selection of the daisy chain could be your based on your interest or based on your desire. You wanted to probably do a detection then classification, or maybe you wanted to do a detection first and postnet next, or maybe you wanted to do a detection classification, then further you wanted to do a VLM. So all those concepts of connecting and coherently running those AI pipelines are covered here. Then after, once you understand all those complex niceties or details about building an AI pipeline, then you can understand what it takes to take that pipeline to a commercial quality application. Because in a commercial, when you're writing the commercial quality application, you need to deal about the memory, you need to deal about the warning error messages and whatnot. There are all those niceties you need to build around your pipeline, so that your application is robust enough, so that it can be commercially used. And what you need to do with that, what you need to do for that, is all covered in this section. All right. Then after, if you want to understand what are those different type of pipelines, different type of AI and the multimedia pipelines you can support or run through this IMSDK, you can come here in under the sample AI pipeline section, where you will see all the starting from the basic pipeline to going slowly with the complex AI pipeline running the three streams or multi-stream altogether. You can find all that details here. And at the same time, we are not leaving the multimedia behind. Multimedia, also we are covering all the facets: camera, audio encode, decode, frame transformation, and video playback, and all different scenarios of the audio playback and the capture. And given a fact, Qualcomm has the best class of the NPU, the ISP camera. We are paying a lot of attention to the camera, uh, explaining through all different pipelines what it can do. Like an example, you can take a snapshot while you are recording multiple streams from the ISP. It's an example, you can take multiple streams, and then every stream can go to a different destination, but at the same time at the live you are taking in a snapshot. Like an example, one stream is going to preview, one is going for AI, another stream is going to the network, and but still you wanted to take in a snapshot in between. So all those different niceties you can build on. At the same time, you can also build multi-camera scenario, like where you have a multiple cameras associated in your product. And then we are providing a set of pre-built commercial quality sample applications, and these sample applications are spread across the wide variety. And again, our intention to provide this sample application, commercial quality sample application, so that you can take it, copy it, morph it, transform it, insert your business logic, and launch a product. And then we are trying our best to give you all different types of facets and different types of use cases in the pipeline which you necessarily need across the AI and the multimedia. Like an example, we are covering how you can do a multi-stream batching. when you are building a commercial quality product where you want to deal with running a multiple different AI pipelines in more coherent way. Those kind of applications or examples we are providing. And then at the same time, we are providing you a guide how you can troubleshoot that. And at the same time, look at the multimedia section, where multimedia section also the same theme. We are providing all the pre-built blueprints which you can use for your commercial application. Like an example, you can deal with the camera switch. Like there are complex scenarios where you wanted to do camera switch at the runtime. You are streaming from a multiple camera, but at the runtime you want to do a camera switch. How you can do that? How the code should look like, what is the best practices are covered there, like dealing with the more advanced camera ISP capabilities, that all listed here in the camera metadata, all different type of camera metadata you can deal with it. And then some more advanced use cases, let's say if you want to do a burst capture, and at the same time you want to do some smart codec means some AI based smart coding where you wanted to to save the network bandwidth of the files, disk space, to store your video stream, right? And covering further on to the other aspect of the video playback and audio applications. Like an example, in a video playback you can have a concurrent video playback like a video wall. So
And Ajit, sorry for another interruption here, but if if you recall, I actually showed a few of these live in the stream from 2 weeks ago. I have to refresh my memory here. I think I showed off pose estimation, if I remember correctly, and then
yeah,
Heath showed the eye gaze application that was running. He had taken a model from AI Hub, but plugged it in here. So yeah, if anyone gets a chance, you can go back to the previous live stream and you can see these being run.
yeah, thank you, David. Yeah, these all applications are readily available, and then
Yep.
the developers can start using them and start modifying and play around with that.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. With that note, I also want to quickly highlight that if you wanted to go really deeper understanding on the concepts of the GStreamer, want to develop your own plugin, want to do some more deeper understanding in the software stack, this is a guide for advanced developer. And then and again, the beginner developers also some point of a time becomes advanced developer. So to help that navigation, to help those set of developers, we have put together this guide which will let you understand those intricacies of GStreamer, or the writing in the plugin, where you can how you can write your plugin in a way that it can coherently can work with other plugin, how you can do the advance of the cap negotiation, how you can understand the main loop, how you can understand the execution state of the pipeline. All those niceties are provided in this guide. And after that, I will show you the plugin catalog. The plugin catalog, as I said, Qualcomm, and as a part of IMSDK offering, we are providing 40 plus plugin widely spread across AI, multimedia, video, and camera. You can find all that plugin guide here. I just simply walk you through the one of the plugin, and then rest you can take a look based on your choice of selection, what plugin you are most interested in. So the MLV converter, the pre-process plugin, it is very important plugin in IMSDK for pre-processing, doing connecting the. It's the first plugin which start building you the AI pipeline. So here you can look at how we are providing that guide. There is an overview, there are example, there's the architecture diagram, there are pad capabilities, how this plugin can be connected to the other plugins, and the elements properties. And these are the properties which are absolutely necessary required for you to write an application where you can connect the pieces, connect the pieces all together. And then after, we are providing all more later underline more technology details, and based on your interest you can go deeper and understand those. And this, the purpose of this putting this type of a guide is to let our developers or ODMs and partners to understand how we are dealing with these complex scenarios and the pipelining, so that either you can take this plugin as it is, morph it, modify it, and then made it based on your application. And then at the last of this section, we also provide in a guide how this plugin can be used in a multiple different scenarios, which will help you understand, like when you write this plugin or use this plugin, then how different type of a pipelines you can build. And as I said, the main intention of providing this guide to help our developers to understand how we are dealing with underlying hardware acceleration, zero copy, and the multi-threading in a way that it provides the best of the hardware acceleration. And every plugin which are listed here are following the same theme, where you can find the details and deal with your application writing. With that note, I want to show, which is our most favorite topic of today's presentation, is a Python SDK, Python app builder. So we have a dedicated section where anything and everything which you need to know about this building in a Python application you will find here. At a high level, we provide the overview, how this whole stack look like. At the same time, we provide you the capabilities that you don't need a GStreamer expertise. You can run your AI workload in using any AI inference engine. It could be a cart, it could be TF Lite or ONX, and at the same time, you can build your own AI model. This is the most important aspect of this SDK, where we provide a mechanism where you can onboard your AI model into the pipeline very easily and flexible way. Like an example, as I said, there are catalog of the pre and post process plugins are already available in IMSDK. But just in a case if that AI model is not really supported, or you have customized your AI model, you don't need to wait for us. You can simply write your own custom pre-processing and custom post-processing by your own. So that's a very important aspect of the enhancement we have done, where we are letting you and our developers to integrate any type of AI model into the pipeline in a more easy and Pythonic way. Because in a Python community there are so many of the models which are available in a different model zoos, where there different types of pre and post processing is required. So developers can simply take that Python code, bring it here, and run it in through the pipeline, add and get the best performance. And then there is a API reference which will let you understand what are those niceties which you need to know about using this SDK. There are some basic pipelines we are covering as a quick start guide. That's where you can notice that how easy the code is to construct the pipeline. You just simply create an instance of element, and then you just simply add them into the pipeline. There are basic examples we are covering, let's say object detection. And after that, we are also showing you the how you can simply do the custom post processing and integrate your own AI model. Then you can also look at the reference application section. There you will find the whole 9 yards of different categories of the multimedia AI and AI pipelines, AI and GenAI pipelines, which will help you to see how this SDK can help you to build the application more easy and a flexible way. There are roughly 40 plus different applications are added across the category multimedia, AI, and of course in the Gen AI. So in case of AI, I'll just walk you through one of the simple basic example. First, it would provide you the pipeline understanding, and then it gives you an option where you see the try me. In try me option is that where you can get the code, you can get the code from the GitHub. You can get the code from the GitHub. In the GitHub, as you can see, we are providing all those 40 different types of a plugin across the categories. You can directly go there. And another thing I want to highlight is a YAML config file, which is very easy enhance a very easy way we have exposed where you can construct your AI pipeline. And in a YAML config file, you just specify your pipeline in a YAML format. You just specify these are the element I need, these are the uh, properties of my plugin, these are my models, and you just specify the way you want a pipeline to be constructed and just simply run it. And with that 4 lines of a code, you can simply run your pipeline. Means all those construct of your pipeline and the niceties and details you can specify in your YAML file. And the next section, which is very important, we are focusing more that how you can do your custom pre-processing and custom post-processing, which is one of the most important aspect of this SDK. There we, as you can see, through a wide variety of the categories, starting from the detection to a different classification to a pose estimation to a gesture recognition, different type of AI models. We are giving you an examples where how well you can write your own custom post processing or pre processing and then enable your pipeline. So there are two facets to understand. If IMSDK is already supporting the pre-processing or post-processing, your model will work out of the box. But in a scenario, let's say if you have customized your model for any reason, you have changed the IO layers, or maybe you are coming with all your entirety of the new model, then you can follow this path and integrate the pipeline. And then we are also providing some more complex demo applications where you can see that how this SDK can be coherently connected with other Python libraries and the packages out there in a community and then build your business logic. Then I have then I have the SDK and API reference where it will let you understand how this SDK has built and how underlying the technology is using. And the same time, all the class and the APIs, anything, everything which you need to know and understand is all listed here with an example. Every API is listed with an example. All right.
Ajit, real quickly, I'm sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt
sure.
right
Do it.
before you get to this coding agent here. You showed a GitHub repo that had 40 samples there, and I think I know the answer to this. It must be an obvious one, but was you were not logged in, right? I mean, that's all public GitHub repo. That's all open source, ready for anyone to just go and grab that sample code.
Oh, yeah. This is publicly available. Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. I assumed that was the answer, but just wanted everyone to be able to verify that. Great.
Yeah. All right. So now the interesting part is that you can use a coding agent if for XYZ reason, if you are not interested in looking and writing the code yourself, you want to use AI to generate the code, you can use a coding agent. And then coding agent is using a pretty simple and easy. It all the agentic skills are publicly hosted on a GitHub. You can download that and simply do the natural language processing and then simple give a prompt and then this AI agent will develop the code for you and also will run it for you. So this agent is threefold. Okay, first fold is going to generate the code which you want to run, right? And the second fold is that it will give you the readme. I'll probably will give you some good examples. It will give you the readme where you can see all those auxiliaries and the required thing which you absolutely need to run those application will be here. And at the same time, you will see the pipeline diagram in a Netron style. After the coding agent generating the code, it will also give you the readme and this diagram, which where you can simply understand how this the flow of the pipeline is working. how the plugins are connected coherently, and then give you input and output and all that detail. And third is that this agent can help you to run this application onto your device. And then the another thing important aspect is that we are also developing a debug agent, which we are going to release in the future, which will also let you debug live onto your device if something goes wrong, right? With that note, I'll walk you through the C++ app builder. Here the theme is exactly same. The way I walked you through the Python niceties and the details, here also the details are exactly same. The API architecture, key capabilities, API reference, all that details you can find. And anything and everything which you need to build your C++ application, you will find in this documentation. And after that, I just simply want walk you through some of those more advanced topic. Like if you are interested and if you want to go really deeper under the technology stack, how we are dealing with. Looks like David, you have another question for me.
No, this one was actually more of a warning for you, Ajit. I wanted to just ask quickly for a time check. We're coming up on an hour, and that's certainly fine by me, but I want to be respectful for the audience in case anyone out there needs to drop at the 1 hour mark. So I just wanted you, Ajit, to get a quick time check from you. Do you have
Oh yeah,
much more to go through? And that's
I
okay
think
if you do, but I just want you to be aware is all.
I probably just need a couple of minutes. I'm
Uh,
about to close.
Perfect.
Then I think the most important thanks, David. And the
Yep.
most important part is that I wanted to just quickly show some cool demos.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, nobody can go before that.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. So we're good then.
Yep.
Right.
All right. So with that, I will.
We'll bring your
Oh yeah.
screen back in.
Sure.
Yep.
Sure. No worries.
There we go.
All right. So if you are interested, all your developers are interested to go deeper, you can go these advanced topics, debug guide, IMSDK Docker. Debug guide will let you understand all those aspects, how you can debug the problems around the KPIs, the problems around the pipeline if it is not working. There are multiple facets are covered here where you can look at across the app builders, not just a GStreamer, across the app builders. If you are dealing with any problems you want to debug, all that details are provided here. Okay, and one of the important aspect of this documentation is the blocks. So we have roughly around 10 different blocks which will let you understand how you can get the end-to-end applications or end-to-end workflows nicely coherently connected and run out of the box. So here the blocks, the most important aspect is that anything and everything which you need to run this application, including the software, including the pipeline details, including the hardware, all that thing, including the application code, all that thing are simply available here. So if any developer comes here, follow this blog, you will find all the required details which you need to run that particular demo application. With that note, I want to show you some cool demos. This is a very quick demo video for our coding agent where I'm simply running the prompt, and you can see that it is generating the code. There is a main.py and nicely crafted code is available, and this code is deploy into the device. And at the same time, you will of the pipeline. And you will see, and at the same time, you can also to change some parameters. like an example you can see right now is all the readme file, and deploy agent is going to run it on the target. And here you go, it's a running the two-stage daisy chain PPE because I just ask a coding agent to add which Amit already has shown. Probably I'll skip that. This is for utilizing our Python SDK, how easy it could be for building such applications. And the next demo, how is a hand gesture recognition. It shows that how you can build a multi-stage parallel AI pipelines in the two hand gesture recognition, where what is happening is that one stage is a 4 stage, another hand is a 4 stage. So 8 stage of the AI pipeline is running, where it can identify all the gestures. And the next, David's favorite, which is which is PPE, where one thing I want to highlight is that at the corners you can see the ROIs, and this is a debug feature which we have added to let you guys understand that what AI
Yeah.
is looking is what you are looking.
This is this is it. We waited the full hour, Devi and I, in our
I
hard
know.
hat. We waited the full hour for just
Next
that
demo I want
one
to quickly
quick.
show is that question from David as well. Yeah, David, you were saying something?
Oh, sorry, Ajit, you were cutting out for a moment there. I was saying Devi and I have been waiting the full hour for just that one quick video snippet of the PPE.
I know, purple PPE crew.
Yeah, yeah, perfect.
All right. Then with that note, I can conclude my presentation and all those, and David, and of course these demo videos we are going to show with our developers, and then they can look at. And
All right. Well,
and all
thank
these
you,
demos are
Ajit.
also covered through our blog section, and anyone can look at that. And with that, thank you so much, everyone. Stay tuned. More exciting features are on the way. Now, David, it's over to you.
All right. Thank you, Ajit. Lots of great information there. I definitely appreciate you taking the time to walk everyone through that. I believe in 3 weeks' time, do have another live stream coming. I'll need to be fact checked on the date. I believe it might be September 10th. Someone's going to have to check for me. But that one, we're going to do a deep dive into robotics. Keelan is in the background telling me it's in 2 weeks' time. Okay, September 10th. I did have the date correct, but the number of weeks incorrect. So I don't know, Devi, what kind of PPE are we going to need if it's going to be robotic? We're going to need some other sort of props. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, we'll
but
come up with something innovative. Yeah.
come up with something. But again, thank you, Ajit, and Amit as well for taking us through the IM SDK. Like you pointed out, the documentation, the GitHub repos, the sample applications, all of that is available. Developers can go and access that right now. We'll do in the future also some deeper dives into the other pieces of the frameworks, utilities, tools, other AI applications like GenieX, the AI Hub. We can do a deep dive on Edge Impulse specifically, and all of the other components as well. And we'll continue in our series with other topics. Like I said, we'll have robotics coming up in a couple of weeks' time. And I think it was 4 or 5 weeks ago, our very first one was actually covering the launch of Qualcomm Linux 2.0. So, we'll come back and revisit that as well. And Devi, any other topics you want to throw in, just let us know.
No, I just want to thank everyone who joined us to show us our love and support. And we appreciate all the support, the questions, and the curiosity. And very excited. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of questions from the community. Great today. In fact, Ajit, you may have received the most questions thus far, so you might be the leader. We'll have to go back and take count. All right. Well, with that said, we can go ahead and close it out.
Yeah, thank
Thank you,
you.
Devi. Thank you, Ajit. Thank you,
Thank
Amit.
you.
And thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye, all.
Yeah, thanks everybody.